ಪ್ರಧಾನಿ ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಮೋದಿಯವರು ವಿಕಸಿತ ಭಾರತ 2047 ಯುವ ಜನತೆಯ ಧ್ವನಿಗೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಚಾಲನೆ ನೀಡಿದ್ದು, ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮುಂದಿನ ಭಾಗವನ್ನು ವೀಕ್ಷಿಸೋಣ.
The topic of my choice to share with you is a thematic area of innovation, science and technology. Bharat to become Viksit Bharat at 2047, it has to attain the global attributes of a developed nation. To achieve the global attributes to become a developed nation, yes, it's not an impossible task, provided if we make our mindset to look into these important aspirations of youth of the nation. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has said, the strength of the Bharat is large youth population. Keeping that in mind, the three important views of innovation, science and technology I would like to share with you at this stage is human health, agriculture and the energy sector. I hope you all know that although the research has been initiated in Bharat about the Indian knowledge system, but still the deeper studies and the research is exclusively required to look into the real traditional treasure of Bharat, traditional treasure of Bharat. From the human health point of view, to realize the Indian traditional treasure, I hope the Corona incident has given us the greatest opportunity to understand and realize the potential of the medicines of Bharat. Today, I hope you all will agree with me that India has been considered as a global hub of medicines, particularly in the herbal formulations. From this point of view, we need to attract the youth to a greater extent regarding the study of the several herbal formulation and the medicinal value of the plants across the country. If you look into the highly diverse geographical nature of the country, if you go to the north, south, extreme east part and western Ghats, really we have a lot of treasure of the medicinal values of the herbal formulations. And I'm very happy that we have Professor S.R. Niranjan here, who is the agricultural scientist. He will agree with me that it is the soil fertility and the crop protection are the two major attributes wherein we need to attack the huge population of our country. In addition to the advances of studies and research in agriculture, the most important aspect that we need to look into is the soil fertility. Friends, it is a kind of the organic farming. I would like to connect the soil fertility and the crop protection from the point of the organic farming. Yes, though the organic farming is a fascination that is being started in the country, but please remember, it is highly deep-rooted in our Indian traditional agricultural system. That's how we have to look back into the soil fertility and the crop productivity. Instead of using all advanced petrochemicals, fertilizers or the plant protectants, we have to look back into the traditional treasure of practicing the agricultural system. Really, this is the most important avenue to attract the Indian youth to get themselves engaged to make Bharat, Viksit Bharat at 2047. The third aspect I would like to share is energy sector. I would like to share with this august audience that recently the capital of country was a great news across the globe for the air pollution. The very simple reason that was realized is burning of all agricultural residues in and around Delhi. What I am trying to share with you is bioenergy is a major challenge of the country where the entire agricultural residual waste can be transformed using all the advanced technologies into the bioenergy. So, one hand, we can really look into the production of the bioenergy, and then we can prevent the air pollution. In these three sectors, yes, the biggest challenge for Bharat is how to attract the youth. How to attract the youth. In addition to the government policies, the biggest challenge for the higher education institutions, particularly in the public universities, is getting the grant to attract the youth, engage the youth in all these science, innovations and technologies. I appeal, Honorable Mahodayaji, if India to become Viksit Bharat at 2047, it is in addition to the policies, grants are also equally initiated for the public universities to make Viksit Bharat at 2047. Thank you very much, sir.
मेरे पहले जो बात की है सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट, अर्थात उसका भारतीय भाषा में अनुवाद होता है अक्षय विकास, साथ साथ सस्टेनेबल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, इसके भारतीय भाषा में अनुवाद होता है अक्षय मूलभूत सौकर्य। मैं धारवाड़ से आता हूँ, आईआईटी धारवाड़, जिसका अस्थायी परिसर ट्रांजिट कैंपस कर्नाटक के उच्च न्यायालय के धारवाड़ पीठ के पश्चिमी दिशा में है, सटा हुआ। वाल्मी वाटर एंड लैंड मैनेजमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट जल एवं भू निर्वहण प्रबंधन संस्था में है। वहाँ हाईकोर्ट पीठ के पश्चिम दिशा में हमारा अस्थायी परिसर है, पूर्व दिशा में टाटा मोटर्स के एक ये है, टाटा मोटर्स का प्लांट है। हमारे आईआईटी धारवाड़ के विशेषता है, अब देश में 23 आईआईटीज है, उसमें वेदर के हिसाब से, हवामान के आधार पर हम सर्वोत्कृष्ट है। मॉडरेट वेदर, अधिक ये जो ग्रीष्म काल भी नहीं होता है, अधिक शीतकाल भी नहीं होता है। उसके साथ साथ हमारा एकमेव आईआईटी है जो दो औद्योगिक क्षेत्र इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट के बीच में, बेलूर और मम्मीगट्टी, दो वहाँ स्थित ग्रामों का नाम जहाँ दो इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट है वहाँ है। साथ साथ टाटा मोटर्स जो कर्नाटक उच्च न्यायालय धारवाड़ पीठ के पूर्व दिशा में है, उन्होंने करके दिखाया है 2011 में। 2011 टाटा मोटर्स का प्लांट वहाँ शुरू हुआ। 2 वर्ष में उन्होंने ये किया, 9 वर्ष में उन्होंने दे हैव सक्सेसफुली प्रूव्ड देयर 425 एकर्स ऑफ कैंपस टू बी ए नेट जीरो कैंपस इन वाटर एंड एनर्जी। हम कोई भी पूजा किया तो एक कलश होता है, एक नंदादीप होता है। कलश जल का प्रतीक है, नंदादीप शक्ति या एनर्जी का प्रतीक है। तो उसको करके दिखाया है। उन्होंने कैसे करते हैं, आप सब ये जो ये करते होंगे, उन्होंने बेलगाम के आसपास जो है सह्याद्री वेस्टर्न घाट्स में एक रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी अर्थात पवन शक्ति, विंड एनर्जी के माध्यम से विद्युत उत्पादन करके उसको केपीटीसीएल, कर्नाटका पावर ट्रांसमिशन कॉरपोरेशन लिमिटेड, उसके ग्रिड में ये उसमें क्रेडिट करते हैं। और यहाँ धारवाड़ में उनके जो है, उनके लिए जितना ये चाहिए, जो उनके लिए मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए, वो उसको लेकर, जैसे बैंक में एक तरह से हमारे जो है क्रेडिट हो रहा है, दूसरी तरह से डेबिट हो रहा है। और उन्होंने जो क्रेडिट करते हैं दैट इज मोर देन व्हाट दे आर डेबिटिंग फॉर देयर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग। आप और हम सब विद्या संस्था में है, हम तो सेवा क्षेत्र में है, हम कोई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग नहीं करते हैं। एट द मोस्ट वी मैन्युफैक्चर ओनली मॉडल्स, नॉट प्रोटोटाइप। उन्होंने करके दिखाया है इन टर्म्स ऑफ एनर्जी। और जल के विषय में उस 425 एकड़ टाटा मोटर्स के परिसर में 3 तालाब है, 3 पॉन्ड्स, एक हायर लेवल में, एक 2 मिडिल लेवल में, तीसरा लोअर लेवल में। 2 मिडिल लेवल और लोअर लेवल में जो पॉन्ड है वहाँ इसमें दैट इज जैकवेल लगा के दे दैट इज प्रोड्यूस वाटर। वाटर सप्लाई प्लांट में जैकवेल होता है, हम सब जानते हैं। और उसके साथ साथ उनका इंडस्ट्रियल वेस्ट जो है उसको हमेशा सेग्रीगेटेड रख के जितना उसके लिए ट्रीटमेंट चाहिए उतना ही करके उसको रीयूज करते हैं। ये सब करके दिखा है केवल 9 वर्ष में। इसलिए हम भी उस लक्ष्य रखा है। हम आज 2023 में है, 17 वर्ष में तो जो 2047 से 7 वर्ष पहले, 7 से 9 वर्ष पहले हम पूरा उस क्षेत्र को अक्षय क्षेत्र, सस्टेनेबल रीजन, जैसे हम जानते हैं अक्षय तृतीया जो परशुराम का भी जन्म तिथि है और हमारे कर्नाटक के बसवण्णा जो बोलते हैं वो दोनों का जन्म तिथि है। और ये जो है पीबी रोड, पुणे बेंगलुरु रोड जो है, हम परशुराम बसवेश्वर अक्षय क्षेत्र बनाने के हमारे लक्ष्य है। लक्ष्य निर्धारित है और उसका अवधि निर्धारित है। केवल है हम सब मिलके उसमें क्या आएंगे, आईआईटी धारवाड़ आएंगे। वैसे उसको साकार किया हुआ टाटा मोटर्स का उदाहरण जो है यशस्वी उदाहरण हमारे साथ है, हम है। और वहीं हमारे देश के एक BIS ट्रांसफर्ड एक्चुअली भारतीय मानक का जो है इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड्स इंस्टीट्यूट, उससे सम्मानित ये जो है तिरंगा झंडा का निर्माण का ये जो फैसिलिटी है, खादी ग्रामोद्योग गरग, वो ये सब करके वहाँ IEEE जो स्मार्ट सिटी उसका ये करने का। दूसरा 2 मिनट में समय लूँगा। कर्नाटक आजकल लग रहा है कि झगड़ालू प्रदेश है। हमारा महाराष्ट्र के साथ पानी के लिए हमारा ये जो है कलह चल रहा है। आंध्र प्रदेश तेलंगाना के साथ कृष्णा के जल विषय में हमारा विवाद है। तमिलनाडु के साथ कावेरी के जल विवाद है। और क्या आजकल जो गोवा के साथ भी कलसा बंडोरू के कारण हमारा है। हम झगड़ालू स्टेट नहीं है। हम तो क्या है, नए तरह के दारिद्र्य से उभरना है। नए तरह के दारिद्र्य क्या है? पॉवर्टी ऑफ इमेजिनेशन, कल्पना दारिद्र्य। उससे आके हमारा ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज में बहुत सारे विषय है हम करके हमने यहाँ बेलगाम से 21 किलोमीटर उत्तर में जो है अभय मुतालिक देसाई जो BE केमिकल क्वालिफाइड इंजीनियर, उन्होंने शुगर केन कल्टीवेशन में करके दिखाया है। तो उन्होंने एक्चुअली ही हैज़ प्रेजेंटेड, हमने जो है एग्रीकल्चर में 50% ऑफ वाटर गोज फॉर पैडी कल्टीवेशन, 25% गोज फॉर शुगर केन कल्टीवेशन, बाकी सब क्रॉप के लिए 25% पानी जाता है। इस शुगर केन कल्टीवेशन में होम ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग, सावयव कृषि के माध्यम से उन्होंने करके दिखाया है। वो कभी भी जो शुगर केन कल्टीवेशन मोनोक्रॉपिंग नहीं करते। शुगर केन क्रॉप पे जो है 8 से 10 फीट ग्रो जो होता है, उसके साथ मीडियम हाइट का जो है उसके साथ मीडियम हाइट का क्रीपर्स, जो हीरे काई, हागलकाई, करेला, ये सब, और छोटे हाइट का ये जो साग, दैट इज लीफी वेजिटेबल या टोमेटो, ये सब करके वहाँ एलिवेटेड स्प्रिंकलर के माध्यम से इरिगेशन देते हैं। हम सब जो स्प्रिंकलर इरिगेशन इज द क्लोजेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ इरिगेशन टू नेचुरल रेनफॉल। तो उसको करके पत्ता भी साफ होता है और कुछ भी ये जो है पराली नहीं जलाते हैं, नो स्टबल बर्निंग। उसके कारण उसके माध्यम से सॉइल मॉइस्चर रिटेंशन होता है। और ये जो है उसका ये जो है अग्निहोत्र होम ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग से ये करके हमने IIT धारवाड़ ने उनको इस बार पद्मा अवार्ड के लिए हमने जो नॉमिनेट किया है, उसके लिए हम बहुत गर्वित गर्व का अनुभव करते हैं। ये सब करके मेरा वाणी को विराम देता हूँ। और एक IIT सिस्टम का बिगेस्ट कंट्रीब्यूशन आप सब देखे होंगे, 10 से 12 वर्ष पहले हमारे लगभग सभी रेलवे पटरी के ऊपर मानव मल पड़ा रहता था। IIT कानपुर के एक प्रोफेसर विनोद तारे, उनके ग्रुप ने बायो टॉयलेट से ये करने के कारण अब किसी भी एक छोटा ग्रामीण रेल निल्दान के साथ साथ सबसे बड़ा सर्वबृहत हावड़ा निल्दान रेल स्टेशन पर भी कहीं भी मानव मल, ह्यूमन फीसेस नहीं पड़ा रहता है। ये IIT का सर्वाधिक कंट्रीब्यूशन है देश के लिए। इसको आगे करके ये करने के हम सब आप सबका सहयोग चाहिए। तो प्रत्यक्ष, अपरोक्ष, डायरेक्ट है, इनडायरेक्ट, इसे करके मेरा वाणी को विराम देता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
So I feel proud to represent my institute, which is number 12 in NIRF and is the only technical institute under level 2 National Institute of Technology, Surathkal. Sir, I would like to take this opportunity to connect whatever under the visionary leadership of our Prime Minister, the 6 themes have been chalked out. Under this, 2 themes which we would like to connect from NITK Surathkal. One is the thriving energy and sustainable energy. The second is the innovation, science and technology. This is because ours is a technical institute, rather preparing technical personnel. Sir, coming to the first aspect, this sustainable energy, I would like to connect the activities that we are doing, how we are enhancing these to meet the aspirations of Viksit Bharat at 2047. Sir, SDG goal number 12 says production and consumption of materials and energy. Sir, we have tried on our campus to create the biogas from our own food waste. A hostel that produces few kilograms of waste, food waste, will be used to prepare food. We are able to connect the same waste, take out methane or biogas and prepare food for the next meal. So that is the circular economy we have achieved with the help of alumni funding and the alumni representing Mare Tecnimont industry from Italy. Sir, and also the vision of NITK is to work with energy, environment and materials. All these 3 parts, they become a part of sustainable goals. So we have established a central research facility for material development with the worth of 80 crores funding from central government, where we develop materials for different applications, including biomedical as well as armory application, defense applications. Sir, we also have developed, looking into the need of the day, that is Viksit Bharat, as our Mananiya Pradhan Mantri ji told, skill for manufacturing. We have started a center of excellence in digital and collaborative manufacturing, and the products of this center of excellence are going to be the part of this Viksit Bharat 2047. Sir, another venture, our director Professor B. Ravi, who comes from IIT Mumbai, has borrowed his expertise in biomedical innovation. We have started a local coalition to make NITK Surathkal as a biomedical innovation hub. So we have already developed some applications using AI and ML for health management in the local areas, in the local hospitals, plus biomedical devices for telemedicine. Our director has developed a telescope, stethoscope, where the reading of the stethoscope can be transmitted through mobile to any doctor for diagnosis and remedy. Sir, another important thing I would like to mention is that NITK Surathkal alumni, they have made a visible impact everywhere. And through the alumni funding, we have developed rather state-of-art technology, centers in NITK. One is getting inaugurated today. It is for system for emergency assistance, response and communication hub, search. So taking the advantage of our coast. So disaster at the coast is inevitable. Anytime anything can happen. We have developed a system or a center which takes care of all the communication methods from ham radio to 6G along with IoT to get the early warning of any disaster and send the response. Sir, and NITK being the lead technical institute in this state, it has been the pride of the state and it has been the #1 aspiration for any PUC graduate who comes out of these PUC colleges of the state. Sir, thank you very much. We would like to continue this service. We would like to be the pride of the state, and I thank all the members of Karnataka State Higher Education Council along with our Mananiya Raj Bhawans for giving me this opportunity. Thank you one and all.
While I think we are all quite convinced that India is all set on the journey to become a developed nation by 2047, I think if we really want to make this happen, there may be a few things that we need to do as higher education institutes. So I thought I will just focus on that, and I have 4 or 5 brief points I would like to share with you. The first point I would like to share is that we have a strange situation in India where there are people looking for jobs and jobs looking for people. And these two things don't align with each other. And as you all know, the reason this doesn't align very well is because the skills which the industry and others are looking for are often not met by the candidates who are available in the job market. So for me, the most important thing that will be required from our side, if we are to really contribute towards building India as a developed nation, is we need to bridge what you would call the theory-practice gap. Ideally, I find that most of our institutions are very good on theoretical knowledge. We all have all the concepts. All our faculty are very well versed with all of this. But when it comes to converting that into practical knowledge which people can apply in an industrial or other context, there is often some gap there. So in my view, this is the number one priority that we should address. The second priority we need to address is social sensitivity. Recently, we had the Golden Jubilee of our institute, and Honorable Governor was with us, and also the Honorable President of India. And the President made a very important point in her speech, and particularly she was addressing an institution like ours, which of course gets some of the best students in the country. She said, all your education is of no use if finally you are not sensitive to all the other people in the country who need your contribution and support. So I think this is one thing we really need to inculcate in all our education programs. How do we make our students more sensitive to the broader social environment so that, of course, they take care of themselves, which is important for building India as a developed nation, but they also take care of the larger society around us. Third area I would like to focus on is the importance of building a strong process orientation. If you look at what is somewhat distinctive about most developed nations, is that they all have very well established processes for almost anything that happens. And they are also usually quite transparent in the way those processes function. We should start following that right in our education institutions themselves so that this gets inculcated in the students, and when they go out to work in the broader world, they will apply this wherever they go. A related issue which I feel quite strongly about, and I was discussing with some of the Vice Chancellors during the break, is a strong safety orientation. We must value every human life around us, and that's something which our country as a whole doesn't always do, but that's particularly important if we want to build the country of our dreams, a developed nation. That safety orientation, I would submit to all of you, has to start in our institutions themselves. Whether it be fire safety, whether it be any other form of safety for human beings, whether it be the entries, exits, preventing stampedes, whatever. I mean, unfortunately, we have read of some incidents recently in some institutions where some students even lost their lives. We must make sure that we not only don't allow that to happen, but we also set a good example for others. We also can't build a developed nation unless we have healthy individuals in the country. And one of the challenges I'm seeing in higher education today is that both physical fitness and mental health are major concerns. Particularly after COVID, I think we will be fooling ourselves if we say that mental health is not a concern. It is a concern. Many of us are trying to do things, but I think we have to do much more. We have to really make sure that we have a physically and mentally healthy young population who can take up all the challenges that we have going forward. Last but not the least, I would say that for sustainability as well, I think our director of IIT Dharwad gave some good examples of what's happening there. But all of us need to take up sustainability of our own campuses as a priority. The only way students will get a good example or a good role model for sustainability is if they see it in the campus which they attend. This is something which I think all of us have the capability to do, but we must really take it up as a priority. In short, what I'm really trying to say is that we should set a good example. Students are watching us all the time. They are taking cues from us. If we want them to be citizens of a nation and contribute towards making us a developed nation, then the more we can inspire them by the practices we follow in our institutions, I think we'll be on a much firmer ground. This is my suggestion to all of you. Thank you.
Now, may I request Professor Niranjana, Vice Chairman, Karnataka State Higher Education Council, to summarize the whole program.
I've heard about the 10 presentations related to our Honorable Prime Minister, Viksit Bharat. All the speakers, they are concentrated on their views and the vision. After the independence, the Jawaharlal Nehru said that the science and technology alone can remove the hunger and poverty of this country. In 1947, we started the IITs in 1951. That was the philosophy of the technology development. IITs was started long back. Then after that, India accounts for 10% of all expenditure. 10% of all expenditure on research and development in Asia, and number of scientific publications grew by 45% over the 5 years of 2007. Then, the India jumped from 7th to 3rd position global ranking in scientific publications. India research output is the 4th highest in the worldwide. 4th highest in the worldwide. 1.3 million papers we are published so far compared to the USA 4.5 million, 4.3 million China, and 1.4 million papers of the UK. We have reached the standard of UK by 1.3 million publications we have done. And it was published in 23rd March 2023. So this is the status of publication. While you go for ranking of H-index, we are 14.7 compared to United States of 47.02. And the China 24.4. This is our status of research publication and the science and technology innovation. And the global ranking, the world talent ranking, we are in the 56th position. We are in the 56th position in global talent ranking, world ranking. My dear colleagues, we are achieved through science and technology, well known around the world. Indian scientists are renowned personalities who have stunned the world with their breakthrough scientific contributions. We have made it in the last few decades. Numerous contributions have been made in sectors like agriculture, especially healthcare, the space research, and nuclear power, including development of indigenous nuclear technology, development of satellite communication, development of atomic clock, development of vaccines, production and distribution, green revolution and gene revolution, agriculture and horticulture, generic medicine, drug discovery. These are all the areas we are made stunned all over the world, and we are progressed. That is the Viksit Bharat we are moving towards the year 2047. A green revolution was the best in 1960. A world famous analysts of a population, they have made the statement those days in 1947, Your Excellency, the India has no future unless they put a thermo bomb, or they are going to die like a sheep in the slaughterhouse if they are going to reduce the population. That was the period of 1947 to 1960. 1960, when Swaminathan has developed a technology, that is a hybrid technology for sustaining the food security. Food crisis was there. Based on that food crisis and food security, the analysts of population has mentioned that word to India, they don't have future. But after 1960, M.S. Swaminathan has developed such a technology by inviting a Norman Borlaug to this country and sustained the agriculture, and food productivity has improved last many years. We have no dearth of food now. And we need the food in the green revolution, especially in the coming years, as the statistics is telling that we need the 400 million ton by the year 2030. I think Narayana Swami is sitting in the audience. Agriculture scientists have planned for the agriculture production. Another 10 to 20 years, we don't have any dearth of food for this country. Another 30, 40 years, we don't have a dearth for this country as food is concerned. But only thing is, agriculture, many young scientists, young students are not offering agriculture because the agriculture is the one is having a low income and a poor income and risky job for in agriculture. That's what they are not taking the agriculture. That's M.S. Swaminathan made the statement. The future is for the country is the grains. not the guns. So we have to produce that. Producing a grain is not a miracle. We have to have agriculture plan to sustain the agriculture and filling up of this hungry stomach of this growing population. We need that important area which is concentrated by producing a high number of people. Now what is the problem is that the areas which I said, what are the challenging parts now? A generic medicine or drug discovery or drug synthesis. We are in a position to discover a drug, a medicinal plants. India is sustained with the drugs for the drug development for medicine. Many people are sitting into the healthcare. Somebody has spoken on the health medicine of Ayurveda or homeopathy. We are having a very good indigenous medicinal plants to discover the drugs. That is our challenge. In green revolution to gene revolution. A green revolution we have sustained with the hybrids. Now what is the gene revolution now? The gene revolution which we are going to finding a desired gene to develop a disease-resistant varieties. That is the challenge with us to take this. You know that understanding of GMOs, genetically modified crops. Still we are in a position to discussing all these things to bring the varieties of GMOs to the society. Ultimately we are all working for the societal concern. All these areas are we have vaccines, we are sustained. And we know that we are produced, very recent, the corona vaccine, as Dayanand mentioned that, we are solved that problem through a vaccine. And that challenge part with us now, in agriculture we are achieved, and we know that the Swaminathan contribution in agriculture is very well sustained. But what is now a successful mission is also done, a significant contribution to the global IT industry. In 1970, the Department of Electronics was established in India, along with public sector companies like the Electronic Corporation of India and Computer Management Corporation of India, which broke the monopoly of certain the global IT companies. Today, India is the largest exporter of IT services, Tata Consultancy Service. So that's India is ranked among the top 10 IT companies in the world. That is the Vikasit what we are doing now. A global recognition achievements of India science and technology. A pioneer modern day science and technology. Indian scientists have proved their competence in made India one of the scientific center of the world. With more and more innovations in sectors like defense, IT, agriculture, medicine, in future seems to have a brighter for the country's innovators. Many India proud contributors to science and technology have received the global recognitions. Many of our Indian scientists are recognized in the 2% scientists in the globe. And that is our achievement. In the form of awards and nominations, many people have got the FRSCs, 2% scientists, and we have achieved a lot. A total of Indian have also been awarded the Nobel Prize for their scientific and technological contributions. This is the achievement through our science and technology. What I wanted to emphasize here is, what is the status of technology so far we are developed from after the independence? Indigenous technology, Government of India, Science and Technology, Department of Central Government has developed the Department of Space, Department of Biotechnology, Department of Atomic Energy, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, Department of Science and Industrial Research, Department of Ocean Development, Department of Science and Technology, Department of Space. These are all the organizations are developed some of the technologies which is our indigenous technology. We have to think about the indigenous technology to stopping the importing things of technology. Our own technologies has to, for that, what I wanted to tell is, everybody who is speaking, our Honorable Prime Minister told that the skill. We have to train the students for the skills now. That is the time has come to train the students for skill development. I think recently, 2 days back, we have come to know that draft has been approved in UGC. They are going to give the training for skilled first. Who are getting the skilled courses, they can admit straight away for higher education. UGC has made that mandate yesterday. Draft has been approved. This space program, indigenous energy program, all these science and technology programs are going to retain as a self-reliance and job creation, cost effectiveness. See, none of us, we are not able to make the cost-benefit ratio of our own technology to transfer to the society. Society has to benefit. All conventional technologies are disappearing. Make this indigenous technology make available to our people, either in the medicine, Ayurveda, homeopathy, or allopathy, or agricultural technologies. 30 years back, I myself worked in European Economic Community project to develop an modified automatic atmosphere for storage of seeds. artificial. That technology was developed in Europe long back, and now that type of technology we are developed in India, those indigenous technologies are going to create the job. And cost effectiveness is very important for the technology. Unless and until you make cheaper technologies, no farming community or no utilizers are offering this technology. But the best example is our genetically modified technology, that's the BT technology. What is the cost involved there? Cost means everything is involved there. Your scientific temper, your manpower, your material contingency, everything is involved in that cost benefit ratio. And indigenous technology can promote innovation and entrepreneurship in the country, leading to the certain of new technologies and products that can benefit the society. This is what I wanted to emphasize. These indigenous technologies to promote innovation and entrepreneurship, that is the innovation of science and technology. I would like to emphasize this innovation entrepreneurship in the country, leading to the creation of new technologies and products. For this, everybody, in the end of their speech, Your Excellency, they are emphasized the point that also I wanted to tell here, lack of funding. Every universities are facing a lack of funding for transferring technologies. The data is telling that China is investing 4 times more than India for R&D. United States is spending more than 7 times compared to India. All other countries are spending more, and this lack of funding is difficult for the university to develop the research technologies and innovation technologies. That has to be taken care. Lack of expertise. We don't have a manpower in the universities to take up the experts, for skilled experts especially. Experts has to be produced. In Europe, and many of us, we are working in the foreign laboratories. A lot of technicians, lot of helpers, lot of demonstrators. And here the professor cannot conduct all the experiment and transferring technology. We need a skilled helpers, and lack of expertise are there. That's what we are depending on the imports and bureaucratic hurdles. The technology, for example, I myself had made the 4 patents in my career. I took 5 years to approve for 4 patents in my academic career. It will take, these hurdles have to be removed, and it has to make efficient and leading to delay in the implementation of policies, initiatives to promote the indigenous technology. We have to remove these hurdles to popularize the technologies, and support from the government for R&D should be more to develop innovative technologies for the internship. If this indigenous technology supports, we can expect more with our indigenous technologies to move towards the Viksit Bharat. So that should be a motto of that one, and significance of this emergency of technology and economic expansions and investment, all these things. You have to come for the very clear regulatory system for the technology development. Unless and until we are not making a regulatory system. Best example is our genetically modified crops. All other countries are benefited, but we are not able to do that. Except cotton, we have not brought any genetically modified crops to the field, and we have not given any scientific technology to our farmers. They are not benefited. We need the regulatory system. If we develop a regulatory system, then transfer of technology is very easy. So, last of my conclusion is, if India needs to address all these help and challenges to continue the new technologies, the government needs to invest more R&D, promote education and training and critical areas of technology, simplifying the regulatory environment, provide a better access to funding to promote collaboration between industry and academia. Now, industry, academia and the university has to work together. University, industry and academia. So then, skill. Recently, the Economic Education Times, they have organized the one conference, and many of you are not invited there. I told them to invite once again. All the academic industries are come forward to help the higher education institutions to give the training for the skill-oriented programs. Then unless and until we are not training students in the skilled area along with the existing subject, then it's difficult for us to bring the indigenous technology. These steps can help India to continue progress in developing new technologies and competing with their countries in this area. Your digital learning will help, provided if the literacy is given to a student. If literacy is not there in a computer or your internet, if you are providing a thousands of computer is of no use for a student, you need to give a training for them. Now teachers training, students training has to go together. We have to learn together. We are all academic leaders. We are running the academic institutions. We are all academic leaders. We are going in the same boat. Then we have to struggle for this type of challenges, opportunities. We have a lot of technologies in India now. In agriculture, in medicine, everything we are sustained. Only thing is, a transfer of technology is most important for all the higher education institutes, and government has to concentrate. I already brought to the notice of the Honorable Chief Minister for this thing. In future, this has to help for the research program in universities, and research programs are not getting any fund. Now, he has to give a fund for the research, and transferring technology to the society is our motto. With these words, my dear colleagues, we have a great responsibility in the country to take this country further. As our Honorable Prime Minister mentioned that we are all taking the path of our Prime Minister to achieve the goals of transferring very, very effective technologies and bring this. We are expecting this country to progress to reach the global standard. We are talking about starting from the Nalanda Takshashila, then Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard universities, then 200 universities, then 100-year-old universities. Keep this in mind. At least these 100-year-old universities, with all this kind of efforts, we have to bring one university in first 200 universities in the globe. That is our main aim, to keep one university, at least 200 universities in the globe. Thank you very much once again. Thank you, Your Excellency, for giving me an opportunity.
Now, may I request His Excellency, the Honorable Governor and Chancellor of Universities, श्री थावरचंद गहलोत जी, to present his final remarks.
सभागृह में उपस्थित प्रदेश के विभिन्न विश्वविद्यालयों का प्रतिनिधित्व करने वाले कुलपतिगण, सिंडिकेट एवं अकादमिक परिषद के सम्मानीय सदस्यगण, सम्माननीय अतिथिगण एवं अन्य सभी उपस्थित महानुभाव, मैं आप सबको इस बैठक में सादर प्रणाम करता हूं, नमस्कार करता हूं और आप सबका हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। आपने और हमने सबने देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी का और भारत के उच्च शिक्षा मंत्री धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी के संबोधन को सुना। मैं आप सबकी ओर से उनको हार्दिक धन्यवाद देता हूँ। भारत अपने इतिहास में एक महत्वपूर्ण मोड़ पर है। 21वीं सदी भारत की सदी होगी, क्योंकि देश अपनी क्षमताओं के प्रति आश्वस्त होकर भविष्य के विकसित राष्ट्र की ओर अग्रसर है। भारत आज दुनिया की 5वीं सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था है और 2027 तक दुनिया की तीसरी सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था होगी, ऐसा देशवासियों का प्रयास है। इसकी जीडीपी 5 ट्रिलियन अमेरिकी डॉलर को पार कर जाएगी, ऐसा अनुमान है। भारत 2047 तक विकसित राष्ट्र की सभी विशेषताओं के साथ में 30 ट्रिलियन अमेरिकी डॉलर की अर्थव्यवस्था बनने की ओर अग्रसर है। यह एक विकसित भारत होगा। भारत सरकार द्वारा 2015 में अपनाए गए सतत विकास एजेंडा अनुसार 2030 तक सभी के लिए समावेशी और समान गुणवत्ता युक्त शिक्षा सुनिश्चित करने और जीवन पर्यंत शिक्षा के अवसरों को बढ़ावा दिए जाने का लक्ष्य है। देश के विकास में सहभागी बनने के लिए युवाओं को ज्ञान व प्रौद्योगिकी नवीनतम विद्याओं से परिचित कराने की आवश्यकता है, जिससे वह आसपास के प्राकृतिक संसाधनों और अपने कार्यदक्षता का उपयोग कर स्वरोजगार की ओर प्रेरित होकर देश के विकास में अपना योगदान दे सके। युवाओं को कुशल बनाकर ही वोकल फॉर लोकल की दिशा में आगे बढ़ाया जा सकता है। आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनाने के लिए युवाओं को स्किलिंग, अप स्किलिंग व रीस्किलिंग पर फोकस करना अत्यंत आवश्यक और महत्वपूर्ण है। भारत सरकार की अत्यंत महत्वाकांक्षी योजनाएं मेक इन इंडिया, डिजिटल इंडिया, स्टार्टअप और स्टैंड अप योजना के संयुक्त उपयोग के द्वारा एक सशक्त भारत का निर्माण किया जा सकता है और इनके माध्यम से लोगों के लिए रोजगार के अवसर प्रदान किए जा सकते हैं। पुरातन काल में हमारा देश ज्ञान विज्ञान के कारण विश्व गुरु का स्थान रखता था। पुनः इसे प्राप्त करने के लिए हमें अपने युवा कौशल, प्रतिभा और ऊर्जा को समन्वित करके भागीरथ प्रयास करने की आवश्यकता है, जिससे युवाओं की भूमिका महत्वपूर्ण है। यह भारत का अमृतकाल है। भारत कई मोर्चों पर बदल चुका है और आगे बढ़ने के लिए तैयार है। पिछले वर्षों में समग्र शिक्षा और विश्वविद्यालयों, आईआईटी, आईआईएम, मेडिकल और नर्सिंग कॉलेजों, स्किलिंग और अन्य कई योजनाओं के माध्यम से, नीतियों और योजनाओं के माध्यम से सामाजिक और आर्थिक बुनियादी ढांचे में बड़े पैमाने पर विस्तार हुआ है। पिछले दशक में विश्वविद्यालयों और कॉलेजों की संख्या में कई गुना वृद्धि हुई है और भारतीय उच्च शिक्षा प्रणाली आज 1113 विश्वविद्यालय स्तरीय संस्थानों, 43,796 कॉलेजों और 11,296 स्टैंड अलोन संस्थानों का दावा करती है, जिनमें से 4.33 करोड़ छात्र हैं। उच्च शिक्षा में नकल नामांकन अनुपात लगातार बढ़कर 28.4 हो गया है। इसी तरह स्वास्थ्य सेवा क्षेत्र का सभी मोर्चे पर व्यापक विस्तार हुआ है। 2018 में शुरू किए गए पोषण मिशन के तहत 10 करोड़ से अधिक महिलाओं और बच्चों को कवर किया गया है। मिशन इंद्रधनुष के तहत मजबूत टीकाकरण कार्यक्रमों के कारण पूर्ण टीकाकरण कवरेज 62.00% से बढ़कर 81% हो गया है। आगे बढ़ते हुए हमें स्वास्थ्य सेवा को वैश्विक तक बढ़ाने की ज़रूरत है। ग्रामीण भारत भी बदल रहा है। हम बिजली, पेयजल, बैंक खाते, सड़कें, मोबाइल कनेक्टिविटी और कई अन्य क्षेत्रों में सार्वभौमिक कवरेज हासिल करने के करीब हैं या पहले ही हासिल कर चुके हैं। अन्य मोर्चों पर भी प्रगति अभूतपूर्व रही है। मोबाइल फ़ोन और इंटरनेट की पहुंच बड़े पैमाने पर है। भारत में 120 करोड़ मोबाइल फ़ोन उपयोगकर्ता और 80 करोड़ इंटरनेट उपयोगकर्ता है। भारत में 30 करोड़ यूनिफाइड पेमेंट इंटरफेस उपयोगकर्ता है और प्रति माह 1000 करोड़ लेन देन होते हैं। सभी डिजिटल लेन देन में से 40% से अधिक यूपीआई पर होते हैं। एक्सप्रेसवे के साथ राजमार्ग नेटवर्क का बड़े पैमाने पर विस्तार हुआ है। रेलवे ने क्षमता में सुधार किया है और वंदे भारत जैसी नई ट्रेनें ला रहा है, जिससे बेहतर माहौल में यात्रा में तेजी आई है। विज्ञान एवं प्रौद्योगिकी के क्षेत्र में भी हमने चंद्रयान एवं अन्य अंतरिक्ष अभियानों के माध्यम से नए मील की पत्थर स्थापित किए हैं। युवा भारत की रचनात्मकता और नवाचार की क्षमता डिजिटल इंडिया और स्टार्टअप इंडिया जैसी सहायक सरकारी नीतियों के साथ मिलकर युवाओं को नौकरी निर्माण करने में सक्षम बना रही है और दुनिया का तीसरे सबसे बड़ा स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम बनकर उभरा है। हालांकि ये सभी उस टेक ऑफ क्षण की ओर इशारा करते हैं जिसमें हम अभी हैं। सबसे महत्वपूर्ण हमारा जनसांख्यिकी लाभांश है। 144 करोड़ की आबादी के साथ भारत 29 वर्ष की औसत आयु के साथ सबसे बड़ा युवा देशों में से एक है। यह दुनिया की कुल युवा आबादी का लगभग 20% है। यह एक बहुत बड़ा अवसर है जिसके 2047 तक बने रहने की संभावना है। इस लाभांश का अच्छी तरह से उपयोग करके हम भारत को एक विकसित भारत के रूप में आगे बढ़ा सकते हैं। लक्षित योजनाओं के साथ किसी को भी पीछे न छोड़ने पर केंद्रित एक व्यापक शासन मॉडल ने 13.5 करोड़ लोगों को बहुआयामी गरीबी से बाहर निकाला है, जो 2030 के सतत विकास लक्ष्यों से काफ़ी आगे है। खेलो इंडिया के ठोस प्रयासों के माध्यम से हम पिछले रिकॉर्ड तोड़ रहे हैं और हाल के एशियाई एवं अन्य खेलों में पदकों में 100 का आंकड़ा पार कर लिया है। जन धन खाते छोटी अवधि में हमने वित्तीय समावेशन सुनिश्चित करते हुए 40 करोड़ बैंक खाते जोड़े हैं। लोगों को उम्मीद थी कि इसमें कई साल लगेंगे। चंद्रयान चंद्रमा पर भारत का मिशन और चंद्रमा के दक्षिणी ध्रुव पर उतरने वाला पहला देश बनना आर्थिक तरीके से सीमाओं को तोड़ते हुए विज्ञान में हमारी उत्कृष्टता का प्रदर्शन करता है। इसने दुनिया के अग्रणी देशों को आश्चर्यचकित कर दिया है और यह एक प्रेरणा है कि सीमित बजट में क्या हासिल किया जा सकता है और यह विज्ञान और प्रौद्योगिकी के क्षेत्र में आगे आने वाले महान कार्यों के लिए एक प्रोत्साहन है। भारत के मितव्ययी नवाचार के अनूठे मॉडल को किफ़ायती उत्कृष्टता के रूप में जाना जा सकता है और यह अन्य देशों के लिए एक मार्गदर्शक है। जलवायु लक्ष्य भारत एकमात्र ऐसा देश है जिसने गैर जीवाश्म ईंधन से अपनी 40% बिजली क्षमता को पूरा करके अपनी पेरिस 2015 जलवायु प्रतिबद्धताओं को समय से 9 साल पहले पूरा कर लिया है। इससे हमारी वैश्विक साख बढ़ी है। डिजिटल पब्लिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हमने जो डीपीआई स्थापित किया है उसका तीव्र गति से विस्तार किया गया है, जिससे भारत डिजिटीकरण में विश्व में अग्रणी बन गया है। एक विश्व नेता के रूप में G20 की हमारी अध्यक्षता में दुनिया ने भारत की कूटनीतिक और संगठनात्मक क्षमताओं का सम्मान किया है। हम G20 सत्रों को भारत के हर कोने में ले गए और नई दिल्ली नेताओं की घोषणा भारत के इतिहास में एक मील का पत्थर है। भारत की वैश्विक प्रतिष्ठा बढ़ने के साथ अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सौर गठबंधन जैसे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संस्थान अब भारत में स्थापित किए जा रहे हैं और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय निवेशक बड़ी संख्या में भारत आ रहे हैं। कई मायनों में भारत दुनिया का नेतृत्व कर रहा है। 2047 तक भारत को एक विकसित भारत बनाने के लिए मिशन मोड में बहुत बड़ा काम करने की आवश्यकता है। ऐसा करने के लिए एक साहसिक, महत्वाकांक्षी और परिवर्तनकारी एजेंडा तैयार करने की आवश्यकता है। हमें भविष्य का निर्माण करना होगा। 2047 तक विकसित भारत के दृष्टिकोण पर विचार करने और उसमें योगदान देने के लिए युवाओं को आमंत्रित करके उनके नवीन विचारों को राष्ट्र निर्माण में शामिल करना महत्वपूर्ण होगा। यह आउटरीच पहल पूरे भारत में लाखों युवाओं को वह अवसर प्रदान करती है। आप में से हर कोई इसके बारे में सोच सकता है और अपने सुझाव यहाँ भेज सकता है। यदि हम एक भविष्य, एक सपना, एक विचार, एक दृष्टि, एक महत्वाकांक्षा, एक लक्ष्य और एक टीम के साथ कार्य करेंगे तो निश्चित ही उत्कृष्ट परिणाम हासिल करने में सफलता प्राप्त होगी और भारत 2047 तक विकसित राष्ट्र बनेगा। मैं इस बैठक की सफलता की कामना करता हूं और आप सभी यहाँ आए। लंबे समय से पैनल डिस्कस आदि विचार विमर्श हुआ, प्रधानमंत्री जी का और उच्च शिक्षा मंत्री जी का संबोधन सुना, मेरा संबोधन भी सुना। इसके लिए मैं आप सबके प्रति आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। मेरी वाणी को विराम देता हूं। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय कर्नाटक।
Now may I request Special Secretary to Honorable to present vote of thanks.
First, I thank our Honorable Governor and Chancellor of all universities, Sri Tawarchand Gelotji sir, for guiding us. I thank all the Vice Chancellors of universities in Karnataka and the heads of higher education institutions for arriving on short notice and making the event a grand success. One important announcement, sir. It is requested to constitute Viksit Bharat cell in every university and institution with active members of faculties and students. The cell can advise and coordinate the university and affiliated colleges to contribute innovative ideas about the Viksit Bharat 2047. Further, I request you appoint a nodal officer from every university and institution to coordinate with Niti Aayog, Raj Bhawans, Department of Higher Education, Government of India and State Government, and also with State Higher Education Council. Thank you.
ವಿಕಸಿತ ಭಾರತ 2047 ಯುವ ಜನತೆಯ ಧ್ವನಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮುಂದಿನ ಸಂಚಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗೋಣ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.